Hello there everybody, I'm Mr. GamePie and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Riders. Today we're taking on more of Wave's missions, particularly in here we're doing Ice Factory, probably one of the worst tracks of the game actually. And it houses some generally lackluster missions, gonna just say that now. There's just not a whole lot of interesting stuff going on in this stage, from my perspective anyway. It does have one good mission at the end. It's the last mission available. But otherwise here, I guess one thing that's actually good on this mission is to go to the bottom path because there's an extra side ramp or two to go on to. Though as you'll see, that is not necessary at all. Like, it's more than what's necessary for a gold rank on this run. But yeah, it's just, a lot of this stage feels like a lot of nothing going on a lot of the time. And if something is going on, it's usually really annoying. This particular mission is just, like I said, there's a lot of nothing going on. Most of the track has no ramps on it, and so there's just nothing for you to do but wait to get to the next section. But yeah, there's your gold rank. Bam. Alright, let's move on to the junk collecting mission, which has kind of a cheap junk at the very beginning. It's way up high on this ramp. I actually get multiple outtakes where I missed that particular jump. Jump, either way. But I only kept one because they were all the same thing. I also like to jump over those dash pads back there because it makes it easier to collect the junk off to the side that requires you to make that really narrow turn. This is a flight pathway that I didn't realize existed until my practice run where I did this particular mission. So that's one thing that is nice about these missions, is that it can show you pathways that you might not have realized existed before. That said, the reason why I didn't realize that existed is because I never willingly take the bottom path. And this mission forces you to take the bottom path, in fact take that shortcut. But this section up here, so you see, there's these flight rings up here that I never really use. And there's a good reason why. They're kind of hard to hit. As you can see, I end up taking a U-turn and grabbing them on the second time around. But I try that again in a failed outtake and some pretty dumb stuff happens. You'll see it here in a second. But yeah, other than that one real jump, it's not really that hard to do this mission. Pretty basic stuff. Grabbing any flight ring off of a side ramp is almost always ludicrously difficult, and I don't know why. So yeah, that was the outtake. That's why I usually don't hit those dash pads, because that didn't work at all. And then there's this. Just watch. I miss it, and I turn around, and I miss it again, and turn around another time. This time I get it. Let's see how this turns out. It's not gonna turn out well. Cause yeah, I only have like 3, 2, 1. Grab the last junk before time is up, but it doesn't count because I didn't pass the finish line. So yeah, that's junk right there. Yeah, now I just have to evade the moving robots, but there's a lot of robots in this version of the mission, let me tell you. Too many robots. Although I think there is one grind rail that's a little bit unique to this mission, like this one right here. I don't know if this grind rail is normally here, but if it isn't, this is a really cool shortcut to take. Other than that, though, it's just go fast, avoid robots. Nothing really new. Just, yeah, the missions in this area, they're not that good. And it makes me sad. Really, look at this. Look, it's just... Oh no, there's a robot! I bumped into the robot! Oh no! Also, bombs make these missions harder now, I guess. Those exist. Oh yeah, and then that's great. Just put one right in my drift lane. That is beautiful. These grind rails, I don't know how helpful they are. But I'm pretty sure that last one doesn't normally exist. Pretty sure that one is unique to this mission. Or maybe it isn't, and I just never play as speed characters. I don't know. maybe I just never play as speed characters, and whenever I do occasionally play as speed characters, I never take that rail. Because I don't actually use very many of the ability pathways in that last section there. Because there's one for every character, but the only character type that I ever use in that area is the power character. Lets you take a really tight turn. It's good. Yeah, now we have to beat up all the robots. And I mean, I actually had a lot of trouble with this mission. But unlike a lot of the other missions that are like this, where it's just like, oh, okay, I'm missing some pillars, I don't care, I'll take the bronze ring. No, I actually went back and tried on multiple occasions to get it, because I was like, no, I was really close to getting that robot, I should have hit it. And so I didn't take the veil, I tried to go for it. But then this run happens, and I just sort of got fed up with it. I get a silver rank, but near the very end, there are 2 robots that I feel like I should have hit, that I didn't. And I guess that's one thing, is that it feels like your range for hitting objects as a power character is very strange. Like, look at this. I literally pushed that guy to the side, and it did not hit him. That is terrible. And after I saw that, I was like, no, I am not restarting for that. Not happening. But yeah, I still got the silver rank. Now let's watch some ridiculous things happen. Alright, so where we at this? Alright, so it was slightly out of my range. I can kind of see that, but then I turn around, and I stop, and then I bump into him. And at first I think that I, like, destroyed him, but whenever I was thinking back on it, like, right about here, I realized, wait, no, that probably didn't count as me destroying him. I also missed the power section there, so that makes sense too. And that guy, I feel like I should have hit that guy. That guy looked like he got hit. And now he did get hit. But you know, if you go backwards for too long, they will actually automatically turn you around. So that's nice. And then there's this guy. I feel like I should have hit that guy too, but no. No, he doesn't get hit, because he's a robot. Why would he get hit? Anyway, now we're on to the last Ice Factory mission, and it's actually good! Can you believe it? Actually, this is one of the best mission types of the game. The goal of this mission type is to collect every ring that you can. I believe that the bar that they said is 50. And I don't know how much you need for a gold rank. What I do know is that I have never gotten below a gold rank on any of these missions before. So that's nice. Yeah, seriously, I usually end up in the 90s. And I've mentioned before that you need to do a lot of ring grinding to buy all the rides in this game. And if you don't want to do the Grand Prix, then this type of mission is probably the next best bet. Because you probably can get 100 rings in a single lap off of this thing. And the rings that you collect here stay with you. You actually get to keep them for your ring counter. To buy items and stuff. So, yeah, these missions, they're good. They get you good rings. I don't know if I'd recommend this mission specifically, but I mean, you know, any of them will really do. The one good thing about Ice Factory is this. Because, yeah, I just got like 94 rings there, and I could have easily gotten more. And you get those all in one lap, as opposed to the 100 rings you might get in 3 laps of playing a race regularly, or 200 rings you might get from beating a race with 100 rings, and then getting the 500 ring bonus at the end of a Grand Prix. The highest rate of rings per lap, you might say. Anyway, now we're on to White Cave, and it's White Cave. It's definitely not as bad as Egg Factory, and there are definitely some good things to be seen here, but it's still not all that great. The trick mission here is really basic. There aren't even any like side ramps to go off of. I think there's only 3 major ramps to go off of in this stage, and you need to go off of all of them. And once you do, you win. And I like to do a front flip here to make sure that I don't hit the spider web up there, which not sure if the spider web is actually up there in this version, because there are some missions that they take that spider web out of, so that's nice. I like the fact that whenever you're going through that tunnel there at the end, you actually reach 600 speed. That is completely insane. But yeah, there you go. Gold rank. No problem. And now onward to junk collecting, which is pretty easy, I gotta say. Green Cave was a little bit tough in junk collecting, but here it's pretty simple. In fact, as a whole, I'd say that White Cave's missions are just easier versions of Green Cave's missions, which is strange because Wave's missions are supposed to be the harder versions. I mean, sure, there are bombs around, but the stage itself feels like it works a lot more with you. Because, like here, in this version, in Green Cave, there was one junk that was at a very awkward angle for getting into a power pathway. There is a power pathway in the same general area in this version of the level, but there's no junk nearby it, so it's easy to just go straight into it. And while it looks like there's endless paths there's endless pits on either side of this vine here in the power pathway, there aren't. Also, this is one instance where they took the vine out. I think that junk right back there, having to take that really narrow turn, is probably the hardest junk in the level, and it's still really easy. There's just nothing hard about this, and I mean, on one hand, that's nice because, hey, it's a good level for grinding junk in that respect. But on the other hand, it's not that interesting either. Anyway, so let's see here. Now we got another mission where we gotta go fast. Yep, you gotta go fast. Fortunately, we're playing as Tails, and Tails is always appreciated. Otherwise, though, it's pretty basic. I don't think that they even change up the stage at all. Though, to be fair, flight characters are easily the best characters for this stage. They kind of break the stage in some respects, so that's good. Also, the physics of this stage are very, very weird. Like, in the cave portion near the beginning, it's actually possible to fly on the ceiling of the cave. And whenever you're on the vines, it's possible to go, like, under them, and just weird stuff happens all around. Green Cave had a little bit of this as well, where the vines near the beginning of the stage had strange gravity and controls in general that it's almost like impossible to control your character on them. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's just some strange stuff. Anyway, here we go, onward to a rail grinding mission, where we have to grind on rails a lot. Yay. Really though, this is probably the most interesting White Cave mission. And not to say that the other missions are unenjoyable, that comes next. But they're just, it's kind of like Ice Factory was unenjoyable. That was annoying. But White Cave is just kind of bland, honestly. Maybe it's just because in Storm's missions we're constantly being introduced to new ideas, and then Wave's missions don't feel like they expand on those ideas at all, really. It almost feels like they gave all of their attention to Storm's missions and then just sort of did the same thing again with Wave, except not nearly as interesting. But yeah, a lot of the rails in this level are like regular speed character rails, but there are a couple that are new. The spiral through the cave is a new one, and one that I missed right here because it's hard to see it coming, honestly. And then you can see me on the ceiling here, and I'm trying to grab onto the rail because it looks really close to the ceiling. I can grab onto it, but I couldn't do it, so I just restarted. Anyway, here is, conversely, from Ice Factory's last mission. Here's the most annoying type of mission in the game. What you have to do is you have to fight Wave. You have to hit her at least once, and then finish the race before her. I like to get out after her, so I can easily just boost into her immediately, and then brake, and then boost into her again. Because to get the bronze rank, you only have to attack her once, but to get the gold rank, you have to attack her 3 times. So if there's ever a type of mission where you need to know what the brakes are, the R button, as I mentioned before, this kind of mission is the one. Fortunately, we play as Sonic here, so it's pretty easy to catch up to her on account of the fact that you are naturally faster than her. Yeah, like there we go. I got all 3 attacks, and all I have to do is finish first place without, and then there's no issues. Now, I made this all look pretty easy, but if you're not... I've done quite a bit of practice to get this good. My first times trying to do it, it was absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, I don't have any outtakes to show you because that was my practice run where things were difficult. Who knows, maybe other missions like this will appear again, and I'll have similar issues. But until next time, guys, I've been Mr. Game Pie. See you later.